Oh, good
There's
job.
some
I got
shiny
treasure
stuff.
fuzzy.
All right.
Yes, I can't break it, it says. Alright, well, I got money out of it, so thanks, man. So let's go back the other way, I guess.
There you go, treasure
These
chest.
lizards are like, they don't like have any interest in fighting me, look. Like, they don't charge me or anything, so
They have the doofiest face too.
they totally look very derpy.
Yay! I like rocks.
I can't fight that thing, it's so annoying.
I got concerned for a second because you walked past that save point. I was gonna ask if you were okay.
Sorry, hold on. Does it say prologue still? Why does it still say prologue?
Oh my god, yeah, what happened there?
So, SH is the other one. That's the standard history. So I wonder if this alternate history we're in right now is not, like, past the prologue of the alternate history, maybe?
But I thought the prologue ended when we found
When we had a choice.
What's that?
I thought it ended when we had a choice between which brigade we wanted to be in.
Yeah, or like after, at least after we first went into the Chronicle world.
Quick.
Alright, let's go left. Dang. Alright, let's go right. This will hit all of them then. So because that thing's like 2 squares, it takes up 2 squares when you attack. It's like, you see how it's on 2 squares? Like, so if I push it left, anything on these 2 squares will get hit by this thing.
Oh.
So that's like why... Oh, he actually took damage, and he's asleep. Alright, I need to give Rainy a little bit of extra MP just in case there's a boss coming up or something, since it seems like leading to a boss type scenario.
Hey, just a quick heads up. My lights did flicker, so I think the storm will probably pass by pretty quick, but just in case I suddenly go black, we know what happened.
You didn't want to do the dad stream anymore?
Obviously, yes.
Our official breakup episode.
Right, yeah.
Already.
We're Dunyan rings.
Well, this doesn't look ominous at all. Alright, let's give myself a little more MP, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like Marco really needs some.
Well, he's not even in my party right now, so... Wow, I was 1 step away, so...
Wow, that was some true gamer instinct right there.
It was a 1 frame rule I was saving.
Used those explosives to blast open the entrance and get in.
Oh, thanks, Marco.
The cave-in before was probably caused by the explosion.
Yeah, like, I feel like Kale's got a better voice actor than Marco. And he's not even in both timelines.
Well, I don't even want to discredit the voice actor. I feel like it's just that he was given this job of, like, he's small, so make him sound whiny. And like, that's just kind of what happened.
So wait.
Yeah, like, make him sound bad.
Like, he just did the best with what he was given.
Yeah.
Hey, could you keep it down a little? They'll hear us.
Hey, stop shouting when the enemy is 5 feet from us.
Oh, sorry.
That image in my head is so hilarious. Like,
which one?
They're right over there, and Rainey's like, "Oh my god!"
The idea stuck.
It sounds like it should be in like a a scary movie, like one of those like parody movies.
Yeah, or like a
parody action movie. Like, hey, watch out for the enemy, and it's like the enemies are right next to him. Like, I am the enemy or something.
Like, you're standing right in front of me. Your word bubbles are above your cover.
Yo, did you just hear what he said? He just said, let's try the explosives.
Actually, I think we'll be okay.
So we're gonna blow up the enemy.
You can trust me. I'm a sword dancer.
Yeah.
Not powerful enough to cause a collapse anyway. But even a weaker explosive can make a great weapon.
Thanks, Kale.
Then that's what we'll do. At the very least, it ought to thin them out.
How do you make the most outlandish decisions with such a straight face?
Rosh, the voice of reason.
And again, you've always been like that.
You've been here the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never die.
We have our plan.
See, too bad we don't have like an archer on our team. We could just shoot it.
Right, one ranged dude. Well, she's got lightning. Just zap him.
Yeah.
Skystock's best friend now.
We'll handle igniting the explosives. You guys finish off the remaining soldiers.
Okay.
Am I to understand that Rainey now feels romantically threatened by Rosh?
It
Ready,
sure
Keel?
sounded like it, didn't it?
It really did.
This'll be my first time in a real fight.
All right, Kale. Don't. That's. If I've watched anime before, that means you're gonna die.
Right? Like,
Like-
did I do good in my first real fight? You sure did, Keel. You
Yeah.
sure did. Just close your eyes and rest.
Psych yourself up by giving a big yell from the pit of your stomach.
All right,
Now let's
Rush.
get going.
It's actually not bad advice if it's like your first like battle situation like that.
Whoa! Eat this. He totally did. He threw his spear.
Oh, he threw this. I thought someone just randomed up a bow and arrow. How are they still alive? They're just like, oh, just a little explosion. We're fine.
All right, Stock. Mongrels. I like that word. It's a
I was
fun
gonna
one.
say that's some harsh smack talk there.
Yes, sir.
All right, Keel. Oh, this is the real. This is other boss music. I like this one too.
It seems inappropriate for like a couple of rando soldiers.
Probably because there's so many of them.
Yeah, it's dramatic to the story. It's important.
Let's risk it. Let's try to combo all of them together.
I love Rosh's face in battle too. He's just like, no, okay. Oh, we'll just kill you guys now.
Yeah, attack Rush. He's got that giant armor on. No, I said Rush.
Pay attention, enemy soldiers.
Okay, so let's go. Ah, dang, I don't know if I'm able to get them all. So go left. Left. Push. So that would be the front row and the back left guy all together at least. Then we'll air assault and frost them.
Take this.
Sorry.
Ouch.
Here I come.
Sorry, now she gains MP or XP still, so
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you'll be fine. You don't have to waste the holy water.
I'm not going to. It's too expensive. Yes, that's what you should have done last turn.
There we, yeah. Now we're cooking with propane and propane accessories. I feel like at some point, if I do get viewers, like someone's gonna try to sue me for using that expression like 30 times a stream.
Propane accessories, everyone loves. Hey, thanks, Marco.
All credit for propane and propane accessories goes to King of the Hill. I believe that's a Matt Groening production. Is that right?
Sure.
Groening.
There we go. I'm gonna lazily press Y and auto, make them all auto attack, and then just let them stab this guy to death.
Wow. So I wondered about that earlier. There was something you did earlier. It was a previous battle, and like I thought to myself that like it's kind of neat that they don't actually die until the round is over. You know?
Yeah,
that,
so I had 7 hits, so they wait until all of my 7 actions are done to die.
right. So if you're like targeting somebody and then they're not there, it doesn't just randomly affect somebody.
Such a bold plan without the
Well,
two
yeah,
of
but if
them.
so if there's 2 enemies and I target all of the left enemy, they will all hit the left enemy even if he's already dead. Like they won't like switch to the other enemy to finish the rest of their damage.
Right, like the one guy who you weren't able to push into that crowd.
Yeah.
Captain.
Which is kind of nice because they do that for combo purposes, I
Taking
believe.
care of the boulders.
so you can get higher points, so you can get more money and experience, I think.
Yeah, like it keeps the combo going.
Well
Yeah.
done, everyone. Our first campaign couldn't have gone better.
Oh, look out there, B. He's like, oh, good job, boys. Let's have a
Now,
beer.
This is the only loose end left. My orders are to seal the entrance, but
Is there...
not really. It just feels like a waste. I'm wondering if we could use Granrock's plan here against them.
Uh-oh, that
Why
sounds like it's
would
gonna
we-
be...
Like, if our plan was to seal it, why didn't we just leave it sealed at the entrance that was by us?
Well, that's a solid point. Like, why open it at all?
Yeah, like, why open it to seal it on the other end? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Unless he has some other way of sealing it.
Right.
Oh, do we have a choice to
I
make?
wouldn't recommend it.
No.
They'll be watching for us to make a move like that.
Oh, thank you, Star.
You're right. If I came up with a plan that easily, they had to have thought of it first.
Because I'm dumb as a brick.
This path is too narrow. A whole brigade would never be able to squeeze through.
That's what it sure sounded like.
And really, he's not. Like, I feel like they're trying to make him come off that way, but he's clearly an intelligent soldier, you know?
Yeah.
A highly competent commander as well. He's like a good leader.
He is. He's good at pep talking, he's good at pepping his guys up.
That should do it.
We just stacked up these bricks we found.
But couldn't they just blast it open again?
We'll post a guard here.
Check.
But I doubt they're dumb
We'll
enough to
put
try the
one
same
guard
trade
here
twice.
with all these rocks.
Yeah, one dude with an army who clearly has a bunch of explosives.
Mission complete.
Hey, we did
Now
it.
that it's over,
Like, do they just want access to the caves, or like, is it like a mine?
did we really just win
I think
our
they
first
wanted it
victory?
to a different path into Ulster to attack
Yeah.
them.
But
No casualties.
But our COs did all the heavy lifting.
Nonsense. You all did well.
Yeah, I guess. Good
I
job,
may
kid.
have been hoping for the best, but inside I was bracing for the worst. I couldn't have asked for a better outcome than this.
Captain,
But don't go thinking you're hard in vets just yet. Once we get home, you'll be going through some harsh training. There won't be any breaks. I'll run you all so hard, you'll wish you had died today.
Nice.
So you better be...
That's a good captain there.
Aren't we still stuck in this cave, though?
No, because they
I
came.
don't
The
think
soldiers
so.
came in. They opened it up. Remember?
Okay, I gotcha.
Sergeant Stock.
I don't see. That's how quickly I forget things.
It meant a whole lot to me.
Sure.
Thanks for telling me I'm not gonna die. Sure.
Sure. Yeah, right. You know, it's funny. If you had
Right.
died and I'd been wrong, you wouldn't have been able to tell me off.
Yeah. Rosh left the party, so I guess I should have
It's
kept that
over
armor.
already?
It is.
Is there somebody else we'll get later that could have used it?
I get him back.
Let's
I'm
go
pretty
back
sure.
to Alistel.
I would hope so. He's cool.
I'm going to rest here a while longer. You go on ahead, Stock.
All right.
Alrighty then.
There were some bumps along the way, but that went well.
Here's the other funny thing. I keep forgetting that Rainey and Marco are not aware of the time shift that like
Yeah.
only Stock is, but also they gained like 6 levels suddenly.
Yeah, they're
That's
like,
why
why
I
am I
froze
so
up.
strong? What
I had no
happened?
clue that's how.
Like they're just sitting there and all of a sudden their muscles just bulge out like, whoa!
They're like,
It's
I
not
could
that
only
you
shoot
easily
lightning,
froze
but
up,
now I can
is it,
shoot
Rainey?
frost too. What is happening?
Huh?
Oh man, calling
Like
him
I
out
feel
on
like I
it.
had a dream that that I learned how to shoot frost.
The
Yeah.
Alma Mine. After everything that happened here, I can't say I blame you.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. Come on, let's get.
That was what they talked about kind of in the first episode about how
We made it.
Heist saved them from an accident or something.
For a while there, I didn't know what was gonna happen to us.
Yes. Twice is enough for that particular experience, thank you.
And Marco just keeps bringing it up like, oh yeah, remember
Yeah.
that time you were trapped and almost gonna die?
Yeah, look, and then I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, well,
Sorry, they
He's
didn't
like,
talk
stop
to.
bringing it up.
They
I don't
didn't,
want to talk about it.
they didn't talk to Stock about it. I think they just talked to each other
the
about it
mercenary troop we used to be in was wiped out by one.
until Heist
We
saved
had
them.
taken a job from Alistel to guard the mine. A horde of monsters suddenly appeared, and we were swept up in an enormous melee.
Oh no, I pressed it already.
Then one of the
There we
monsters
go.
broke the support beam holding up the ceiling.
Go ahead.
I don't suppose I need to tell the rest of it, do I?
He fixes the
He's-
cable,
That auto is
So
not
you were
good.
buried alive?
right?
That would have been the end for most. I'm surprised you two survived.
I mean, you're so weak.
Okay.
I still can't believe we made it out.
We were grateful to have lived, but Rainey and I had nowhere to go after. That's when Heist gave us a place in the SI.
Yeah, so I thought, oh, maybe they, I
I
thought they
see.
said,
There's no predicting
I
Heist.
thought they said Heist saved them from it.
But there's still something that bothers me.
This again, Rainey?
Yeah, he just like
Woohoo.
saved them in the sense of like we were lost everything and we had nothing else we could have done.
Mark still won't believe me. But I swear that monster came specifically to destroy that support beam. Mark and I were practically on a silver platter in its path, but it ignored us.
Interesting.
He insists I'm just imagining it, mind you.
Because if that were true, it would mean monsters have some semblance of intelligence. And one causing its own death through a cave-in would indicate the opposite. How do you reconcile that?
That's fair.
How should I know? It must have had its reasons.
I mean, I play D&D now, so I do know that some monsters have intelligence.
As a
Right, yeah.
your head. It's just your imagination, Rainey. And if it isn't, all it means is that we were unlucky.
You know, that's not a good way to validate someone's feelings.
Yeah.
And round we go. I'm telling you, it was making a beeline for that support beam.
Don't get too worked up over it.
Beeline, is that how you
Oh.
spell that?
What?
Beeline. I thought it was just like B-line.
Putting it out of your mind is the best way to get beyond
Listen
it.
to this music.
I agree completely.
All right, I get it.
What was that?
Either way,
What?
whatever happened
Or something like fall over on your end.
now.
Oh, I moved
Okay,
something
that's enough talk about that.
and
Let's
opening a
get
cup.
going.
Yeah, we'll stop talking about that. Let's get going. Yeah, like that time you were trapped and buried under rubble.
Have
Yeah,
begun
let's
walking
not talk
the
about
path
that again,
of
please.
soldier. It will not be an easy journey. But should you falter, look around you. There will always be people there to lend their support. Now, let us add a new chapter to the...
Nice, a new chapter.
Just in
I feel like you spent like 3 times as much time in the alternate timeline.
Pressed the wrong button again, so I didn't save.
I'm disappointed in you.
Alright, so this is chapter 1 in alternate history adversity. Well, that's what's going to happen. We're going to spend probably like 2 hours in this shit, and then it's going to be like, oh no, we reached something that we can't go on with.
Terribly sorry for my tardiness. I hope you can forgive me as well, High Colonel Diaz.
Oh, indeed.
Perish the thought, Count Selva. I've only just arrived myself.
Man, why are we fighting these guys? They seem super nice.
I know, right? They're so well spoken.
So then, Queen Protea, what
I
is
think
it you
I
have
think
summoned
I
us
believe
to
the
do for
queen
you
was not
today?
very nice, though.
You're not late, I'm late.
Yeah.
What do you think? Ever since the Alistellians took the Sand Fortress back, our front line has been receding. And now, the surprise attack on Alma Mine has failed as well. You will make an
Suck.
accounting of yourselves for this.
Yes, ma'am, I'll go account so hard.
Sorrow
Yeah.
over this failure is heartfelt.
An operation is already underway to recapture the Sand Fortress. Be assured of that. We owe much to Count Selvan's corps for keeping the enemy occupied at Alma Mine. Think of it as mere bait for the real prize, and it's well worth the sacrifice.
That's funny, because, like, they keep fighting over the Sand Fortress, and then, like, I take it back, and then I take it back, then I take it back. And, like, nothing is happening.
But if you fail to
They're
take
just
back
killing
the fortress
each
after
other
all
over the
this,
Sand Fortress, which they don't even want.
I'm keenly aware of the consequences.
Yeah, that does seem like very counterproductive.
are excused.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Has the frame thing been any better on your side?
It comes and goes. It's not terrible, but it's definitely still chugging at times.
Yeah.
What is on Her Majesty's
So is like the
official
overworld the
schedule
worst when
events
like I'm running around?
Will she be
Sometimes, but it even seems like during dialogue sometimes it'll skip.
boys in
Oh,
the
that's
choir?
weird.
What a busy
It's definitely a parsec issue, so I'm just gonna have to look a little further into that because we did not have this problem at all when you would, like, if it was a problem with one of our internets, we would have had the same problem when we were doing Chrono Trigger.
On my behalf in there,
fair.
Diaz. I'd
Maybe
as
it's
soon
the
not
game?
become the latest target in Pin the Tail on.
I wondered if it was maybe not even the game, but just the client, the emulator.
prepared quite thoroughly for the operation at
Could be.
Hong Kong. Yet Alastel saw through the ruse.
Like, I'm curious to see if it would do the same thing if you were playing a Steam game.
It's that accursed
Yeah, that's fair.
watchdog.
You can blame me if you want then.
Nah, I blame Citra.
It's true that he has an unusually keen
Hey, they're
nose.
talking about heist.
He sniffs out all our schemes.
Yeah, that was not subtle at all.
I wonder if
What,
he
his
doesn't know
nose?
the plans before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that schnoz?
But if we change our perspective slightly, he may become another tool in our arsenal.
Woo.
What are you hinting at?
I can't say this too loudly, but there's a man above Heiss.
Oh.
Is it Rosh?
So we should be able to take similar met.
No, Rosh is military. Heist is in the special
Tell me, Selvan,
thing.
how far would you be willing to take
The
this?
special intelligence or whatever.
We've been taking risks ever since we raised that commoner to a queen on her beauty alone.
Indeed.
Well, this conversation has kind of proven that, like, Heiss isn't some, like, double agent, because they'd be talking about him as their inside man, right?
Yeah, saying that he keeps snuffing out all their plans, like he's always one step ahead of them. He's kind of an issue, like stuff like that.
Yeah, so, and that kind of, so, because I felt like they were, I don't know, maybe it's just his portrait, but, like, I was suspicious of him the moment he first entered.
Like the first scene of the game, you're like, this guy's the bad guy.
He's a traitor, yeah. Like,
He's definitely the bad guy. I've played this game before.
don't
Look at
trust him. Yeah.
I've watched enough episodes of
But
everything.
I'm a warrior at heart, and I'd like to apply our own.
That actually worked out for me recently. Me and my wife were watching a show on Netflix, that Jupiter's Legacy, which was actually pretty good if you haven't checked that out.
Okay.
And I won't say too much to spoil it, but, like, one of the characters popped onto the screen, and I was like, oh, he's a bad guy, just because of the way he looked, his mannerisms, like he's absolutely a bad guy. And then the whole season went by, and I was like, okay, I was clearly wrong about this guy. And
It's like, twist, he is the bad guy.
Right. But I mean, they did a good job. They did a real good job of it, I thought. It's a good show. It's like a superhero thing, but with a whole bunch of, like, family drama associated with it. It's pretty neat. And they were ballsy. They went with a whole season-long origin story that ran parallel to current events. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I highly recommend it if you get 5 whole minutes to yourself to watch anything.
It's hard to believe the two of them
Well,
could end up
I
best
got
friends.
my wife hooked on Demon Slayer, so we've been watching that.
There isn't much to it.
Is that an anime?
It's an anime. Yeah.
It just so happened that we.
Because there's a
served with each other in the
movie
same
out that's,
brigade.
if they're making a second season, but to watch the second season, the movie's in between season 1 and 2.
So you're war
And
buddies.
one of her coworkers was talking about it, and so
The two of you must have
she
gone
watched a
through
couple
lot
episodes and
together.
got hooked on it. So
That's the
That's
feeling
pretty cool.
I get any.
So, like, I have a hard time getting into anime, I don't know why. Like, I have watched a couple and enjoyed them. Like, the one that comes to mind, I've watched almost, I think, the entirety of Kenshin, and Trigun. Trigun was real good. And Avatar, of course, but I loved Trigun. I thought it was awesome, and I don't know, like, other animes I've watched have not really gripped me the same way. And then, so, like, what would you recommend based on that if I were to try to get back into it?
one I always recommend, even though it's not my favorite, but I feel like it's a good one to hook people in because it's the first one that I watched that was kind of like made it feel like this isn't for children is Death Note.
Okay, I think I've heard you talk about that before.
It's on Netflix. I think the sub and the dub. I don't know how the sub or the dub is, but I watched it in sub. But it's about a god that's bored, so he throws his notebook onto Earth, and if you write someone's name in it, they die within 60 seconds or something like that.
Oh wow!
But you have to know what they look like and their real name.
So are you like a diehard you only watch it in subs, or do you watch?
I like to watch it in subs because I feel like it sounds better most of the time. But there are a couple that dubs sound way better.
Well, I can say this. Like I've watched. It seems like most. Because I even see this like with the kids' cartoon shows that they watch that are not American in origin. There's like a very small pool of voice actors, and I feel like a lot of them do a really good job. But I definitely know I've watched the entirety of Trigun, both subbed and dubbed, and like it really. I feel like the dubbed version, you really miss a lot just in terms of like the translation's not quite there. And just like I found that there was a lot more emotion and like
you're reading it to understand what they're saying. It definitely sounds. I know what you mean.
Yeah, but like I can remember
the 90s, to be fair, because the 90s is completely different than nowadays.
Also true. Yeah, I feel like there's probably been some updates since then. But I remember really liking the subbed version of Trigun a lot better, just because the characters were a little more, the voice acting was a little more diverse and had a lot more passion to it.
So there's a couple that I'd rather watch
really close, huh? Well,
in
color
dub.
me curious.
I'd rather watch Cowboy Bebop in dub because it's one of the best. It's like the gold standard for dub.
Oh yeah, that's one I want to try to get into.
Watch the dub of it because it's really good.
Come on.
What the heck is the other one called? Black Lagoon is good in the dub as well. And Bakano is really good in the dub. The reason it's hard, or the reason they're good, is because a lot of the characters are, they're either, well, some of them are, like, not, like, a stereotypical, like, black, or Asian, or white characters. There's a couple black characters. So actually having, like, a black voice actor play a black character makes it sound better.
Like, just a little more authentic.
Yeah, exactly. And then, yeah, this guy's got a red thing. And then, and in Bakano, can I not get this treasure? I'm pressing the wrong button.
It's been teasing us the whole game, and now you're there and you can't get it.
That's the wrong button. But in Bakano, there's a bunch of different characters, and they all have very different voice actors, so it makes it sound really good. Oh, that's a lot of money.
Yes.
So I would if you watch those ones, I'd recommend. Death Note, I'm pretty sure is okay in the dub.
Why, hello.
But Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is my go-to. That's my #1 anime of all time. But I don't like to recommend it right off the bat because I feel like you don't want to watch like what's the best because nothing compares to it, kind of.
Right. Yeah, I got that.
All right. Well, listen to his plan.
I think the other part of it for me too is a lot of them have gone on for so long that I look at it and I'm like, oh my god, it's like 20 years this has been running. I cannot get into this.
Yeah, you should you can go watch One Piece. It's got 1,100 episodes right now.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll just hop right on that.
Yeah,
I'll watch it while we're doing Dad Stream.
I started reading it because I feel like you could read it faster than you could watch it. But I got like 70 chapters in, and I'm like, all right, I need a break from this.
Does it? Do the shows follow the manga pretty closely?
Some do. Sorry, I'm getting side quests. It looks like.
What was the red one?
The red. That means they have a side quest to get.
Oh, but they're normally yellow though, right?
once you accept the side quest.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that was my bad.
But yeah, Death Note is a good one. Just like I said, from the standpoint of like, it's definitely like mature. It was the first one I watched that like wasn't Dragon Ball Z or like Gundam Wing or something like that. Like so,
like one of the big mainstream ones.
I mean, it's definitely mainstream. It's super popular, but you know, it's
I'd do anything
real
for you,
life
ma'am.
and kind of realistic to an extent.
Stock, you shouldn't make your men have to go on why now, right this way.
But that's the one I'd recommend. Full Metal
Listen
Alchemist
to what the doctor
Brotherhood,
says to you, won't you,
Cowboy
Sergeant
Bebop
Stock?
for sure.
Yeah, I really liked the little bit of Cowboy Bebop that I saw.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop dub for sure.
Why
I did
would
watch
you
Full
bring
Metal
up
Alchemist
Rosh
Brotherhood
here?
dub. It wasn't too bad.
Oh,
I will say, now that I'm thinking about it too, because like I consider Avatar, like The Last Airbender, to be, I mean that qualifies as anime, right?
Yeah, but I think it's a Western anime. Like I think like it was made in the U.S. I don't think it was made in Japan.
Really?
I think you can look it up. I don't know.
Maybe that's why it has that reputation. But if it falls into that category, then it's a toss-up between whether or not I like that more than Trigun or not. And I got like 1 or 2 seasons into Korra, and that was really good too. Like I wish that I don't remember anything about it. I have to go back and watch it. But that's one of the few shows to have a moment that truly like surprised me.
My kids watched both of them and they liked Airbender better. But I feel like talking to like
Okay, all done.
people that are
It
older and
seems you were
stuff,
right.
like
They have
Korra
indeed
seems
failed.
to be way like above, like way better than Avatar. But it has a lot of like subtle things like that kids would probably miss.
Yeah, it does seem a little more grown up, and definitely had more of a, from what I can remember of it anyway, like had a heavier feel to it, which I
Yeah.
really liked. I was really into that one for sure until, I'm not sure why. I think I just ran out of episodes because it was airing at the time, and then I never picked it back up once new episodes came out.
The operation at the mine. The army is getting deployed more.
Well, we
You should
are
watch
short on but look on the bright side.
The Dragon Prince on Netflix too.
Oh yeah, the new one that came out.
Got the good sense to send us.
Yeah, I think it's a couple of seasons. My kids really liked it.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of The Little Prince. There, which is weird because that was a cartoon way back in the 80s.
Need to look out for yourselves better than you do.
And I thought it was like super cool.
The Dragon Prince
We'll get around
is
to that. Stock.
the
can you meet in the Lieutenant
there's
General's
like
office?
uh
I need to have a quick
a
word with
nation that has
someone.
like a dragon queen and stuff, and the egg gets stolen at one point. And there's like a different race, and it's like there's a whole bunch of conflict and stuff that happens, but it's pretty good.
Stock doing.
He's fine. So why did you ask me to give him a checkup?
Under the circumstances, and he's the type who would never speak up. That's why he's dangerous. But if you say he's fine, that's one less burden on my Come on. Don't give me that look. No matter the mission.
So we got told we have to go check or see Lieutenant Raoul, I think they said.
Raoul.
Either of you if you died and left me behind.
And they're keeping an eye on Stock because he would never tell anyone if he's hurt.
Stop joking around.
I know. Anyway.
After this, I'll give you some good anime to watch. I'll look through my list and give you like 5 or 10 to start with.
All right.
A new mission, huh?
I thought I told you to go on ahead.
Like the thing I like too, like
if I had,
you have to find
I wouldn't have
that
been able to
sweet
hold a
spot
conversation
where like
with him
it's you
until you showed up.
personally, like on how many episodes you want to watch too.
I suppose that's the Lieutenant General talks a lot.
I could always ask Toy Soldier, and he'll just give me a list of like 35 hentais to watch.
Yeah. But it's funny because like my like the sweet spot I like for like something that's finished is like 60 episodes is what I kind of like.
Yeah. That was, I think, one of the major appeals, like why I gave Trigun a shot, because it was so short.
Yeah,
and
it's like
it's wrapped up.
26 episodes.
Yeah, I
Probably
think it's like a. I'm trying to think
That's
if it
what-
was. There
That's
was
what Cowboy
actually.
Bebop is, I think.
What's that?
I think that's what Cowboy Bebop is.
Oh, okay. I thought that was longer.
Yeah, it's not that long. Alright, I need a general. Oops.
Was there
Yeah.
Didn't they do like a movie or like an additional season of Trigun like way after the show ended?
Ah, Captain Rosh and Sergeant Stubb.
Oh,
is it?
Hugo. I think there is a Trigon movie.
I never saw it. I heard it was not great.
I do not know.
Hugo.
The young lion of the Alistel army. Your success at Alma Mine is held in high regard, even amongst the citizens.
Hugo, if you're forgetting, is the guy that speaks for the Prophet.
Oh,
The
I
Prophet
remember
never
now.
comes out, and this guy says what the Prophet wanted to say.
I'd hope.
Right, because he's totally like honest about that, and he definitely super talks to the gods.
Praise is more than I deserve.
Nice job,
At
Ross.
this rate, perhaps you will even be granted an audience with the Prophet Noah. I shall continue.
Who's super real.
Yeah, I swear he's real.
Well then, please excuse me, Lieutenant General Raoul. I leave the rest to you.
Thanks, Hugo.
Yes, sir.
Whoa, wasn't expecting that.
See, like, same thing. He's just I mean, the guy is clearly a villain. No one has that haircut and eyebrows. That's not a villain.
While.
It depends on his facial expressions. That
I
first
was
one he
sorry a
looked
few
fine,
times while you were a military
but then he
man,
looked like bad again.
But I must say, you looked even more.
He reminds me of the one prince from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, who had to marry the girl with the huge tracts of land.
When I think back on it, you may have even.
Lieutenant General.
Ah, sorry. I do have a habit of getting long-winded. Let's get back to the mission.
Like, I want him to be that voice actor. Like, I do have a habit of getting long-winded.
First, you'll pass through Lasville Hills to reach the Judgment Cliffs.
Ooh, Judgment Cliffs.
There you will rendezvous with an informant who will have your next set of orders.
So our true destination will not be known.
Ever since the enemy breached Alma Mine, the brass has been on edge about spies. For operations that cross the border, they don't want specifics floating around.
Fair, I think.
Understood. We'll prepare the men as soon as possible.
All right.
Rosh.
Yes, sir.
Well, how should I put this?
There's no music. That means it's gonna be bad.
Make sure that you're keenly aware of your actions from now on.
Oh. Ooh.
Sir, why the sudden concern?
It's
No reason at all, except you are being fired.
Yep.
It
You're
bothers
dead.
me that he took the trouble to come see you. I only say this because it's you. But did you know he used to be a politician?
No way.
I know that his duty to convey the Prophet's word and the war are what made him a general.
No way. Politician.
Interesting.
Wings of an older soldier. But do you know how the citizens are referring to you now? The young lions of Alistel. There was another who earned that kind of praise from the public. Even to this day, she's well liked amongst the soldiers.
We dare not speak his name.
The Valkyrie. Her charisma
The
is well
Valkyrie.
beyond ours. She is truly Alistel's goddess of victory.
Nice. I want to be
But
a
I
god.
believe you are well aware.
I guess I don't want to be a goddess of victory. I want to be a god of victory.
Valkyrie currently is, and what she's doing. Or to be blunt,
You can be anything you want.
favor than General Hugo.
Yeah.
She's been deployed to the Sand Fortress for a long time now. You might say she was gotten rid of.
But there's something I don't understand. Wasn't it General Hugo himself who promoted her to Field Marshal?
Ah, but that's where you see Hugo shine as a politician. By promoting her, he tied her down to the front lines at the Sand Fortress,
I thought I had the Sand Fortress, or is that the other timeline I have it?
thereby removing her from...
Oh yeah, that is the other timeline because we
Okay.
haven't made it that far yet in here.
If you ask me, the war is on its last legs. What's more, you two are working hard to make that a reality. That is why I have this advice for the two of you. Fight well, but try to keep the post-war in perspective.
Indeed.
The end of a war is never truly the end, but the beginning of something else.
All right. Thanks, boss.
I believe
That's not the soldier's job. The soldier's job is to fight the war. It's the leader's job to worry about what happens after.
That is very fair.
But I shouldn't speak in riddles. I'll say it to you plainly. You two have endless potential. Please be careful that he doesn't crush that potential.
So be careful of Hugo.
That's interesting.
For Raul. So that's his boss, though, isn't it? Because he's the general. Wouldn't the general be like the leader of the army?
Right. I feel like it. But is he still acting in a military capacity or just as the messenger of the prophet?
Just rambling.
Well, I mean, he's a general, so...
Anyway, coming back safely is your first task. That's all I need to tell you.
I don't know. This guy's kind of winning me over a little bit because I feel like...
He's like truth-telling. He's like, listen, guys.
It seems genuine to me that he's like...
Yeah.
You guys need to really watch your backs here. Don't just blindly
be
trust.
Be careful what you say.
Pass through
in front of the general, you know, win, but don't make it too obvious. Like, almost in a sense, like, you know.
Doc, we'll need to get ready. Let's gather the men.
So that's interesting that those two seem to be at odds, actually. Raul
and General Hugo.
General Hugo, yeah.
Well, it seems like he does what Hugo wants, but he always has like an eye on him.
Point is set. Each leader will escort.
Yeah, like if he started going off the rails, he'd step in pretty quick.
Are infested with monsters, so be prepared for anything.
Of course, maybe he's just planting seeds for that kind of a power move without just cause.
That's fair too.
It's just hard for me to believe that someone with that haircut would end up being a good guy.
I was gonna say it's so funny because like him and Hess look both evil, but Hess, the way he talked to us and everything, we're like, he's gotta still be bad, right? But Raul, we're like, he doesn't sound terrible.
Right? Yeah. Like, is this just like unfortunate art decisions, or is it like, are they just like really good at keeping us in the dark?
Either way, the voice acting is very good in this game too. Because like I think just reading that you wouldn't get anything from it, but the voice acting is kind of like okay.
Right, yeah, like it makes you question, like, wow, like he sounds sincere, whereas the text would just be like, oh, he's just trying to cause dissonance.
Yeah. It's still crazy to me that this is a Game Boy game, well, a DS game.
Yeah, it definitely seems bigger than handheld.
He asked if I was ready to go, and I accidentally pressed no again, since I can't get used to these controllers for some reason. Alright, oh, okay.
The Judgment Cliffs are to the southwest. We can afford a steady pace, though. No need to be the first ones there.
We don't want to be the first ones to get judged by the cliffs.
He's like, we have to go to the Judgment Cliffs, but we can go to steady pace. Like,
just make sure you keep up with us, Keel.
He like shouted like, we need to get there. Yes, we'll get there when we get there.
We have to get there, but I might have to stop a bunch of times to pee, you know.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to get snacks along the way, and then we're gonna have to like stop and eat the snacks and
attack a lizard with an axe. What?
Everybody,